Welcome back, everyone, to Titancraft. We are in the end game of this season of Titancraft. We are just about to be finished with this season. The tour is happening soon. The tour of the world here with Tango. Very excited for Tango to see everything we built here, and I'm very excited for a new season. Although we still have a very large build to do here that we're going to try to attempt in this episode. I'm going to be shocked if we get anywhere near close to finishing this build. The season end is rapidly approaching, like more rapidly than you can imagine, and I am just really far behind with where I wanted to be. I didn't quite make it. I was really hoping to get started on building this like a week ago, but I just haven't been able to. Like, it took a little bit longer to design and creative, and I really wanted to get some of the details down first before I started building it here, but it just took too long, and I just really didn't quite have enough time to get going the way I was hoping to. So I don't think we're going to finish this build. I'm going to try to get started on it, and maybe I can kind of explain what I was going for. Maybe I can show you the creative world even. Maybe I can show you my creative world where I designed this and show you kind of what it would have been maybe. I don't know if that'll be interesting or not. I really am happy with a lot of the details that I put into this, and I would like to show them to you. So hopefully we can maybe do that if we don't finish in this episode. I wanted to start by kind of explaining the original idea behind this. So we had all of these rigs here. I wanted each one to have its own kind of purpose. And like, this is the factory, this is the storage rig, over there is the metal refinery. And this one right here was going to be number 3. So when the metal refinery has the number 4 on it, so this one's going to be the number 3. I know how to do that out of order there. But this is number 1, number 2, number 4 all the way over there, number 3, and there was going to be a number 5 also. The original plan had 1 being right here, and then off here, you can kind of see my claim pillars here, which I kind of want to take down actually, so that I just aren't in view at all. But like over here, basically, maybe not this far over here, but like kind of there would be a path, another bridge coming over here to another rig over here. So there's going to be 5 originally, but that is obviously not happening. Basically what I've done instead is combine some of the ideas of those 2 rigs here in this one. The original idea here was going to be kind of like a plant experimentation area, like an exotic plant kind of experimentation rig, where it was going to be like the greenhouse rig. There's going to be this like cool greenhouse factory kind of thing on top. And that's kind of what I was seeing in my head. I never designed it. I never got that far. I never like designed it in creative or anything. That was my original idea though, was this to be like a big greenhouse with like lots of exotic plants and some cool things like that. And then the other one off in the distance there was going to be basically the rig where everyone lived. So I felt that everyone that works here, out here on this company on the ocean, needed a place to live. And so I was basically going to build a little town, a full working town with like houses and apartment buildings and a library and like a town hall and maybe like a movie theater and like basically anything you can think of that could be interesting for people to have in near their homes, to keep them occupied in their free time. I felt like it would be really cool to have out there on that one. And really, I kind of feel like that idea is more important than the greenhouse idea, like a place for the people to live here, like so they can work, so they can like use these trains to actually like go to work and stuff. Like the idea was that they would all live here and work here. That's the kind of vibe I was going for. And I feel like having a place for them to live is more important than having trying to land here is more important than having a big greenhouse. And so that is kind of the more the vibe I went for, although I decided to keep the idea of the base for this one. The base for this one is going to be a green color, and obviously that was going to tie into like the plants and the greenhouse, but I decided to keep that color because I think it looked really nice. I started to design that base a while ago, and I think it ended up looking really nice, so I decided to keep it instead of trying to make a new one, because I wasn't sure what the look for the oil rig base of the town one was going to be. So I decided to keep the green one. And so that's kind of like what is kept from the greenhouse idea. And even though this is going to kind of be like a living space, I didn't really go for the town idea anymore for this, because that was going to take a lot of creative building. And I thought I would have more time to do that originally. But since the season end is rapidly approaching, I decided to do something a little bit different, which you will see either by me building it here or by me showing you it in creative, whichever happens. I don't know, but we'll see. But something that is kind of a casualty of not building the greenhouse is this here right behind me to the left here, the extension on our shop. Sadly, never opened, never became a thing. And that is mainly because the greenhouse rig never became a thing. That coming soon back there on the signs back there, that is a lie. It never happened. Basically, this was going to be like a little shop of horrors vibe kind of thing where I just had lots of exotic plants. Any kind of plant that could be farmed, basically, I wanted to put in here. So quote unquote exotic plants, just basically any plant in the game that is like easily farmable. I wanted to have like a little sniffer area in the greenhouse rig and do like the sniffer plants and stuff like that. And yeah, I wanted to do stuff like that. And that never happened. So this like little extension was based on a Little Shop of Horrors Lego set. I remember mentioning that in the episode where I built the shop, that it was based on a Lego set, and I didn't want to say right then what it was based on, but it was based on a Little Shop of Horrors Lego set, because that was kind of the idea I was going for. And actually, if we come in here, if we go into the extension from the employees area, in the center here is just a one lonely plant. And there's just going to kind of be like a fun thing where this plant would like turn into like the Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. I had no idea how I was going to do that. I literally didn't have anything in here designed at all. This is the full extent to what I had figured out. I have no idea how I would have done like an Audrey 2 type of plant in here, but I was going to try to do like a small scale, like evil plant kind of thing in here, surrounded by just like barrels full of plants and things and like greenery, nice like plant flower shop kind of vibe. And that did not happen, obviously. So yeah, it kind of stinks that that like extension on the shop won't be used at all. I was kind of excited for using that and like filling it with cool plants and kind of giving it this like Little Shop of Horrors vibe. But alas, that did not happen, and that's okay. Big plans don't always come to fruition, especially when you are away for as long as I was in the middle of the season here. So yeah, I think with all that being said, let's just go ahead and start trying to get building on this. The tour streams with Tango are only in a few days, and then the season ends directly after that, and the new season begins, which I'm very excited for. But I've been working really hard to try and get this build in particular ready. I spent a lot of time gathering materials, so I might as well give it my best to get through as much as I possibly can, building what this last rig. We will see what happens, and we'll see how far we get. And that is, unfortunately, where we are going to have to leave this build for good. Yeah, it's... I can't lie, I'm a little bit disappointed that we weren't able to finish this. This is not going to be finished for the end of the season, for the tour, for the world download. It's just going to stay like this. But I'm happy that I got these outside facades done. I tried to, do just these like these facing this direction towards like the main direction, I guess, of the base. I just wanted to like kind of get in a little bit of the facade here, what it was supposed to look like, I guess. I'm honestly kind of surprised at how much I did get done, that I got this whole thing done like this. And we did actually get the base done, so that's a thing. That's good news, I guess. we got the base of this one done, which I really, really like a lot. I think honestly, all of the bases for all these oil rigs just turned out so nice. I'm really happy with the styles, like the different styles. They're all a little bit different from each other, but kind of similar. And they have like all these like interesting little intricacies and details around them and stuff. I really like the color palette for this one. Just the mix of that like weathered copper with the green terracotta and green concrete, especially on these like outer pipes. I feel like it kind of gives this like metallic highlight edge to basically this entire thing. And of course there's nothing over here. Nothing over here on this side. I did kind of get started on just like laying out the courtyard out here. There's going to be like a courtyard in the center of this build. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do, and you know, this is not something I'm like super happy about doing, but I've really spent a lot of time on this build and I really want to show it to you. I think I might take you into my creative world, show you the design for this whole thing, because I spent a lot of time on it, like I said, and I'd like you to see it, even if we didn't get it built here in survival. You know, the thing I really enjoy doing within Minecraft is I really like designing cool things in creative, but I also really just like building cool things in survival. If I am going to design something in creative, it is pretty much 100% because I want to build it eventually in survival. Like my main focus is survival building. And even though I do a lot of creative like designs and test building and all that kind of stuff, I do a lot of designing ahead of time in creative. One of my ultimate passion is for the game is building things in survival, collecting materials, taking on the challenge of creating big builds like this, cool builds, cool, intricate, detailed builds like this in survival that other people can come and explore. It's one of the reasons why I love playing on the server. I love if anyone can just come and like hang out here and explore if they want to. That's what they can do throughout the rest of the base. You know, there's 3 other fully built rigs that can be explored and enjoyed by people here on the server. And it's unfortunate this one didn't get built, but ultimately it is what it is. And even though I couldn't get this built here on survival, I would still like to show you what it was going to look like. So let's go ahead and jump into my creative testing world, and I can show you what the completed build would have looked like, and what the details in it were, and what I was going for, and all the things that I included in it that I think were really, really cool. So here we are in my creative world with the finished build, or what would have been the finished build if I had actually, you know, finished it. So this is kind of the idea of what it would have looked like. So this will obviously just be a one-time thing. Since we didn't finish this, taking a look at this in creative. But with the outside here, this is what the finished look was. With all the windows in and all 4 sides on. Basically what I was going for, yeah, was like an apartment complex kind of thing, or a college dorm, or yeah, that kind of architecture with this like square of apartments and amenities and all this kind of stuff around it, with a courtyard in the center, with this really fun custom tree that I really enjoyed making a lot. It was a little bit rusty, and this took me a couple tries to get right, but overall I really like how it turned out. So the idea is that this is like the center courtyard. Everybody could come hang out here and relax, live their lives while they weren't working, while they were off duty. And we can start actually in this corner here. The idea is that all around this bottom portion here are shops, so you can you know, spend your hard-earned money made at the company here on the ocean and spend it right back to the company. First, coming through the welcome center here, this is basically like where you enter when you come from either bridge. There's entrances from either bridge, and yeah, it's just a little welcome reception area. And we can come through here again. Let's go ahead around in maybe a clockwise fashion. We have a flower shop. Here's the flower shop. Just fill this one up with flowers. Try to make it all nice and pretty. And this is the restaurant/bar. And so we got some booth seating here. A little bar here. I was going to use some of my last mini block coupons in this these interiors here. And this is a couple that I was going to use. These little beer mugs here. And we have each corner actually has a stairway going up, or elevators going down. And there's also an elevator in the stairway up there. Something about me, if you don't know, is I love reading. I own like 3,000 books. My spouse and I own like 3,000 books. Our apartment is covered in bookshelves. We love books, and so I really want to make a nice big library. Of course, using more of my head's computer monitors, using more mini blocks wherever I can, because I had several mini block coupons left. Just kind of filled this up with books, and we also have a second floor here. some seating areas on either side. And libraries and bookstores always have like a information desk kind of thing, so that's what that is. Next we have the bakery or cake shop. The main reason I wanted to do a bakery like this was because I actually had a whole bunch of different kinds of cake from the Titancraft birthday. I think I showed you a few episodes that there was like a birthday district, and they had a whole bunch of cake mini blocks available. Kind of just threw down some random ones in the creative world here, but I had a whole bunch of, like a whole bundle full of cake mini blocks that I was gonna lay out. Some plates of cookies, because I had some plates of cookies mini blocks as well. And then I had kind of a little bit of a red herring redstone shop, little mini tech redstone shop for the employees here, and decorated a little bit similarly to the shop in the shopping district, with just like redstone mini blocks and redstone components all over the place. Some of the shops have like little window displays in them and stuff like that. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. The sushi restaurant, the sushi bar. Oh man, I love how this one turned out. I love how I was able to fit this little sushi bar in here with like the whole back area where they make the sushi, and this whole thing up here, all these different colors I just think look really nice. I was going to use a couple mini block coupons on some sushis here like this, and yeah, man, really love this one a lot. This next one is a little grocery store where they can get all their needs for their weekly lives, and I didn't have a ton of ideas of how to accomplish this, but I wanted like some like rows of shelving here, and like of course these are just stairs, so I couldn't actually put anything on them. I was thinking of maybe some other ideas for this. This is kind of like my first initial thought, and I was kind of hoping in between designing this and building on the server I would come up with an even better idea, so I could actually put stuff on the shelves. But this is what I had in here in the creative world. I just like started putting a couple mini blocks in places just to get an idea of what I was going for. I was gonna have like a little produce area over here, like water dripping down, like how it does in some grocery stores. Like they just like spray water on the produce every once in a while. And that's everything. That's all the little shops. So that is this whole bottom area covered. And so we can come over here to one of the stairways maybe, and just go up and take a look at some of the floors. This next floor, I believe, is the amenity floor. So this is right above the shops. This is like the floor of amenities, and I had a few different kinds of amenities that I wanted to give the people that live here. This is just like a common room, like a hangout room kind of thing, a little game room. I absolutely love these little arcade machines, different colored arcade machines. Another table tennis ping pong table over here, kind of like what we had in the Redstone Factory in the employee area in there. We come up around the corner here. This is actually above the two bridge entrances. This is above the welcome center, so there's no stairway right here, but the rest of every other corner has like a stairway. This corner has like a little seating area instead. This is a gym. I was really happy with how the gym turned out. Thought it was just kind of funny looking. Little like weights and benches and these like machines and a little punching bag, some treadmills, random anvils that kind of look like weights, I guess. Then I have a couple laundry rooms spread throughout the amenities floor, so there would be plenty of laundry machines and stuff like that for everybody that lives here. And this is another entrance to the library, the second floor of the library. We'll go up the stairs again, which is, I believe, the station, which they're actually, unlike the other rigs, there isn't like a super dedicated like station platform area here. I couldn't figure out exactly how I wanted to incorporate that. And this is the apartments. So there are a few apartments in each hallway, and actually there are actually only 2 different floor plans for the apartments. They're very similar to each other though, which I loved how these apartments turned out. I really wish I got to build these. So these are 2-bedroom apartments. This is the first bedroom up here. These are a 2-bedroom, 2-floor apartments. So this is the first floor. They're all like kind of like loft style-ish. I guess with a loft, you usually have like an overhang. So I guess they're just like regular 2-floor apartments. Where there's a bedroom up there and an entrance. And there's like a little entryway. There's a kitchen here, a little living room. I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do to like represent TVs sitting here. I was thinking about these banners, but I'm not entirely sure if I would have gone with that in the end. But I really like the little kitchens. I like the open floor plan here. I love the bricks, the exposed brick. I really became obsessed with these floors. You may have noticed that all the floors in this entire rig are like this kind of floor. I think it looks really nice with the brick especially. And this is the second bedroom here. And yeah, there is the apartments. All of them pretty much look the same. They're mostly just copies of one another, except for, like I said, there is a second floor plan. This is the second floor plan here. That is slightly different. This upper room is slightly wider Can't really tell, but there's one extra window for this one than the other one. This bedroom is slightly different. The other floor plan has a window right here, and instead the extra window is out here. And this room is just very, very slightly smaller, and like I said, with no window. This whole area is slightly bigger in some places, like the kitchen is slightly bigger, and it's a little bit more inset. There's a little bit more counter space, and the living room, very similar, but no window in the living room, unlike the other floor plan. Although the bedrooms are basically exactly the same. Also, if people want to, they live here, they can come out of their apartment into the stairway and up into the roof. All of these four corners are very similar in that they have little seating areas, little grills, and all these seating areas are kind of like mirrors of each other. The plants are all slightly different. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire thing. That's what we missed out on having on the server. And yeah, I really like how it turned out. Wish I got to build it. Ultimately, it is what it is. I'm happy with what we got done this season on Titancraft. We got done what we got done, and that's that. Hope you found that little tour of what this would have looked like if I had finished it fun. I hope you liked the way it looked. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I was going for. I probably would have needed like a whole nother week to finish that on here, and yeah, we definitely don't have that. I have literally no time whatsoever. The season is over. It's completely over. We are about to be done, and a new season is about to start. So I think I'm going to leave this shulker monster here, just kind of as a memorial to the unfinished build. You know, I collected all this stuff, and I just think it makes sense to just leave it here. And in the world download, people can like take a peek through all the materials and see what would have gone into it, I guess. One thing that every season has is something that is created and ran by a user named Jam McDonald. He's been doing it for a lot of seasons now, and it is called the Explorers Guild, where they basically create a bunch of maps of the world and have them on display at 0, and we're not exactly at 0 right now because the maps are actually in a few different like shards. I think there's one over there, there's a big one in the center over there. They're basically spread apart so that they don't go over the entity limit. And this is the map that contains our base over here, so that's the base right there. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I just updated this. I have a copy of this at my my base, and that's it. That's the base. This right here is the build we just did in this episode. So this is our area. And one thing that always happens at the Explorers Guild is some sort of build that Jam does. And this season, I really, really love what he's done here. This is easily, I think, the most complex build that's been in the Explorers Guild so far. And I want to show it to you a little bit. It is basically a mini recreation of the entire world in blocks. So like those maps you just saw, imagine now you see like it in blocks. This is the seed in, I think 1 to 32 scale is what he said. I'm pretty sure that's the scale that he went with. And it is really, really cool. You can like see all the terrain of the entire seed all around. I can't imagine how much work this took. And one thing he's been doing is building people's bases, miniature versions, 1 to 32 scale versions of people's bases at the Explorers Guild here on this little mini map of the world. And this is our mini base, which I just love so much. I think it looks really, really cool. It looks really awesome. And I just noticed that there is a shulker and ender chest here. I'm not sure why that's there. I suppose those are probably Jam's because he created this for my base here. I actually did it right after I finished the metal refinery rig. I think literally right after I finished it, I saw that he did this. And I'm not sure if he got to everyone's bases, but he got to a lot of bases. He did a lot of other stuff as well, in addition to just the bases. Like he recreated the entire above up here in mini form, basically. He did a bunch of the stuff that's in the end. Like there's a bunch of giant ships in the end that are really, really cool. Like here's the main end island right here. And I think this whole like layer, I guess, is the end. And there's like a giant ship. There's some more ships. There's a lot of really cool stuff. I'm not going to go over every little mini base here, but there's a lot of really cool mini bases here. And we just added quite a bit to ours. So we don't have the finished bridges, and we don't have the new base that we did here, the new rig that we did here, which obviously isn't finished, but I still wanted to represent it here a little bit. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just add missing bits here. I'm going to kind of copy what he did and just bring the bridge around here. And then the bridge comes out of the back of this one. I don't know if it should be in the center here or if it should be over one. I think I'm just going to put it in the center like that. And we'll do like that. And then we'll kind of make them line up. And that's kind of how the new build is kind of set up, is that it meets at this corner point right here. So this corner point actually could probably be, I went ahead with mossy cobble because it's the most green. I was going to try prismarine, but I felt prismarine was just a little bit too light and didn't really quite represent it the way I wanted it to. So I think mossy cobble will work nicely. Mossy cobble walls, because that's kind of what he did here. He did red nether brick for the base of this one, the red sandstone walls for this one, and then blackstone walls for this one, which I think all makes sense. And I wasn't sure if I should do maybe like this for this one instead of just the solid blocks. It kind of comes down to the base and then like kind of tapers up into the air. I think I kind of like that. Do like that. Something I also want to do, I really like how he added a sign up here and put Red Herring Co. Kind of like set up the exact same way as it is on top of the factory rig. I want to make this a glowing red. I think that'll look nice. I think that it makes it really stand out and it kind of matches the red of that logo on top of the building. And yeah, there's our mini base and I really love it. And I really appreciate Jam creating it and doing all of this work out here at the Explorers Guild. I should also mention one of the things that I wanted to do here in this base is build a train of some sort to actually use these train tracks, and obviously that never happened. I've never built a train before, and I just kept putting it off because I was just kind of nervous about building it, and then it just didn't happen. Whoops. Guess there's no train that's gonna be going through these train tracks. Oh well. And to end this video off, the last thing I want to do in this season of Titancraft is set up a little area for putting my ender chest contents and my armor. I want to set up a barrel here, set up a lectern. I went ahead and wrote a little book about Red Herring and just kind of wrote a little thing about it, wrote a little bit about the base so people would know what they're looking at when they walk through it. I'm going to place that there. I'm going to put a sign on here. It says Ender Chest and Inventory. Let's go ahead and take all of our armor off here. I might actually grab the chest plate from my above box because that's where I keep it, and put that with it as well. And golden carrots, totem of undying, rockets, etc. I'll keep this. I'll probably grab an extra set of elytra to use for the tour that's happening very soon with Tango. And there we go. We've got all our ender chest contents now. Going to go ahead and place all these shulkers up here. Keep basically the same kind of layout. I am honestly going to miss this season so much. I really, really love this season, even though I was away for a little bit of it. And I didn't quite finish the base here. I really, really love the season. I'm really going to miss the Nether Hub. I'm really going to miss flying through it and seeing it every day I'm on here. It's always so nice seeing your work, just like the centerpiece of an area like that. And I'm going to really miss flying through it and having it here. And the base, I'm really going to miss everything about it. I'm going to miss all my stuff, and I'm going to miss living out on the ocean. This is the first time I've ever lived on the ocean before, and I'm so used to it now. I genuinely can't imagine not living on the ocean anymore. Next season, I'm definitely not living on the ocean, and it's going to take a lot of getting used to. So there's the ender chest contents. There's the lectern, talking a little bit about the base, and I think that is where I'm going to end this video off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this season. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stinks that we didn't get that last build done. I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of it in creative anyway. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time in the next season, Season 10 of Titancraft. Bye-bye, everyone.